Forget we know you not with any inch of the real. So stop it. I ain't knocking your little hustle. But watch shit. I would hate to hear that loud ooh, jitty, jitty, bang.
And we find ourselves at the stadium that played host to Super Bowl 52, the wondrous U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. The scene a short time ago, this crowd decked out in purple, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football, folks, as the Vikings get set to do battle with Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. On the return, Tony Pollard from his end zone. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. First down, going to get about 3 before he's taken down.
Well, Charles, something we talked about last week, when you start believing whether you're in the midst of a special season or not. Well, now they're at 6-0. Are you still trying to tamp down the expectations in that locker room?
Well, to me, it's less about tamping down expectations and much more about not getting ahead of yourself as a team. And look, they've got to play each game individually, right? Many teams talk about being 1-0 at the end of each and every game each week. To me, you got to understand you cannot win the Super Bowl in October.
Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with third down coming up. Here's Prescott. He's got the connection to Cooper. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. A first down carry by Elliott. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. On play action, Prescott. Letting one fly deep for Cooper. He's got a man, complete. And finally out of bounds down near the 10-yard line.
Execution was one of their watchwords leading up to this one. And on that play, able to execute brilliantly here on this opening drive.
First and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. Now Elliott. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
Left side to Lamb. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds right at the 3. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards. Trying to finish off this opening drive from the 3. This is 3rd and goal. Prescott to throw it. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. Dalton Schultz, his first touchdown on the year. And the Cowboys take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Now Greg Zuerlein on for the extra point. And this is up and good to make it 7-0 Cowboys.
Cowboys 7, Vikings 0. Greg Zuerlein, the kickoff for Dallas.
Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. Kene Nwangwu now out of his end zone. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here.
And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at the 34. Throwing is Cousins. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
Here's 2nd and 10. To throw, Cousins. Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And this is going to be brought back for a fumble return touchdown by the Cowboys. And Charles, look at the big fella. What a rumble that was. Not only to scoop it, but then take it the rest of the way for the touchdown.
And now you know they're going to have to hear about it from now on. The defensive backs, he's going to want to run with them, do their drills, the whole deal. He thinks he's the pace setter now.
It doesn't matter what happens in practice this week, he's smiling. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Kene Nwagu now out of his end zone. And not a good return here at all as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line.
At their own 12-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Coming off every player's friend, the open week from last weekend.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. Even if you're coming off of a loss as they did, the open week is exactly what you need after you kind of get over it a little bit, right? Rest up the mind, rest up the body, get yourself ready to go. And they have to be eager to play again, especially since they lost the last time out.
Cousins on 1st down. Open here, Adam Thielen. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. It's another 1st down as this time they get an even 20. So, Charles, defensively here, you're going up against a veteran quarterback. He's got a lot of know-how, a ton of savvy, but a guy who's not the most mobile of quarterbacks. What's the plan of attack?
You spend all week pumping up your defensive front. Your defensive tackles, your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys who go after the quarterback the most, because you know that he's not going to run and beat you consistently throughout the game. You can rush more aggressively off the edge and even up the middle, because even if he evades you, he's not going to go very far. You have a lot more confidence going after him in the pocket.
1st down. Here's Cousins. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
I think that's how this defense is going to need to play these tight ends. Again, get right up on them and stay physical. And that paid off on that play, helping force that incompletion.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Cousins. Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off by Malik Hooker. And he is all the way up past the 25. So more problems here in this 1st quarter. Already 2 scores down, and here they give away the football.
And if I'm the head coach, I think it's time to start lighting a fire under some of these guys. Now, you have to do it within your personality. They can't perceive it as fake, but I'd go get after some guys because they don't look ready to play to me. They look flat, uninspired. It's time to get moving.
Mackenzie Alexander in on the tackle. Well, you know, this club, there were some reports earlier in the week, and most have heard this by now, the so-called unnamed sources that were saying all is not rosy in that locker room. There's whispers that 1 or 2 guys, CD, have kind of had enough of how things are going and have been going. How would you handle that as a coach?
Well, you and I both know all the coaches that we've dealt with and come in contact with. They'd love to get their hands on those unnamed sources, wouldn't they? But they know that that's not possible, so I think they've got to go in there and make sure that this isn't a distraction. They also know that once the grumbling starts, it becomes a slippery slope, and it's hard to stop the fall. But I think you need to sit some guys down and say, hey, look, we're still hoping to be a playoff team this year. We need you guys to be bought in with what we're doing. Come on, let's get on board.
Prescott looks to throw on first. Throwing the out route and complete. It's Cooper. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. The give is to Elliott. And some room to maneuver. Touchdown, Cowboys!
Well, I tell you what, when you get a running back who can move like that in the open field, that's something to take advantage of, and they certainly did there.
And there's an old chestnut of an expression called getting on your horse. And I hate to use it, but I'm going to right here because it absolutely applies. How about the head of steam he had behind him? And he was absolutely galloping downfield. That was something to see.
Kene Nwagu now out of his end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
First and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
23-yard line.
On second down now, it's Cook, and he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 21-0 our score after one. And the Cowboys here on third down bringing in an extra defensive back. Cousins now. That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. A sizable 16-yard chunk there. The drive continues. A first down throw for Cousins. Complete. Jefferson the target.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Now a throw here to his running back. Give him 7 on the play, and that'll make it third down.
That's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
And Cook was fighting for it, but I don't think he got there. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on fourth. They'll indeed go for it. It's Cousins. That one complete to D.D. Westbrook. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Off the play fake, Cousins lets it fly for Thielen. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen. His second touchdown on the season. And the Vikings are able to close the gap just a bit. Greg Joseph on for the extra point. It's up, it's good, and that'll cut the lead to 21-7.
Vikings 7.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
And you figure this should be a healthy, arrested, a focused unit, and they're working on a good winning streak. They had the week off last week. This is really a team, Charles, that should be in top form.
I would agree absolutely with that. What coaches worry about, what organizations worry about, though, is overconfidence. They've been playing so well, and now they've had that extra time off. And we've seen teams come back off the open week and come out flat. So what a lot of good coaches do is they kind of game plan for that with their teams. On defense, they may blitz more in the beginning to get them going. On offense, they may go more up-tempo. Anything to get them out of that lethargy right at the beginning.
So after a good run by Zeke, another 1st and 10. Prescott off play action. And he'll find Hall. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. That's good for 28 yards.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
The first down run for Elliott will net him about 5 yards. It's 2nd down. Well, earlier this half, you were wondering how they were going to defend him. I think you used the term bottle him up at different levels. They've struggled to do that.
They certainly have, because when you see them approach, in order to bottle them up at different levels, that front line's got to take care of business. Otherwise, he starts to slip through. And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority, because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
The Cowboys on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. Here it's 3rd and 3. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a 1st down. Give them 15 there, and the Cowboys have a 1st.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, Prescott sliding out of the pocket. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. It's a gain of 9 yards. And it'll be 2nd and about a yard to go for the 1st. Now back to the ground with Elliott. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. They go backwards there 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 3rd and 3. They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, his 2nd touchdown of the game, 17th on the year. And the Cowboys will extend their lead. Zerline connects on the extra point, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away.
Kene Nwangwu now out of his end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21.
1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing, because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
And they worked this well upfield across the 45. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
One.
It's our field. Hey, it's our field.
Yo. Breaker Omaha.
Check back 11. Check back 11. He's counting you.
Cousins now to throw on first down. And this one is incomplete.
An attempt at a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. They'll throw again. Cousins.
We're looking for Jefferson, but this is intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Brown. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
Following the interception, here's Prescott. Going to take a shot for Gallup. And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown, Cowboys. 2 first-half touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys are able to add on to their first-half lead. Zerline good with a PAT. And the route is on here in this first half. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away.
Kene Nwangwu now out of his end zone. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
And with the score where it is, even though I think they'd love to get back to the locker room, they may be forced to try and get something out of this drive.
Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
To throw again on 2nd down, Cousins.
He's going to get this one down to Cook.
And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Oh, going for Jefferson downfield.
And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. So we've reached halftime here on Halloween. And trust me, kids, if you had to look at Charles Davis every game, you'd think every day was Halloween. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Vikings set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail it here as we resume play.
Kene Nwangwu now out of his end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
At their own 21-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half. So where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely, but just have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Play action now. Cousins. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Randy Gregory, his 2nd sack of the night.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Smith. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives them a new set of downs. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Cousins gives way to Cook. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got to just pin their ears back and get after him now.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Cousins. That's to Cook out of the backfield. Oh, that's just not fair, and now room to run. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Another good completion on the drive as the Vikings have a first down. From the gun, it's a give to Cook. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. From the gun, here's Cousins. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. He was trying to find Justin Jefferson there, but now it's 3rd down.
The passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Open man is Westbrook, complete. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
The timing was absolutely true as he caught it working across the field. Plenty of space for him to roam, but notice how he keeps his head on a swivel looking for defenders who may crop up out of nowhere. That turned into a big play.
They're going right back to Westbrook.
A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
A give to Cook out of the gun. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit.
So it was the passing game that got him down here, but closer to the goal line, it's the running game that gets him home.
Certainly appears that they lulled the defense into thinking that the passing game was going to be it the entire drive. Nice change up there going to the running game to get them over the goal line.
Extra point right down the middle, and that'll cut the lead back down to 21. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You could say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
95 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. A tough run by Ezekiel Elliott, the 4th overall pick in the 2016 draft.
If you watch tape of him in college, you saw plenty of those runs because I know the highlights showed him in the open field breaking away from people, but that's how he wore down defenses, those exact type of runs.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Prescott got his man there, complete to Gallup. And it's out. He put it on the carpet, and the Vikings pick up the football. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. A give. This is Cook. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. They run it again with Cook. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
And that's why Dalvin Cook is the Minnesota Vikings feature back. You put the ball in his hands, good things happen. 2nd in the NFL last year in rushing with 1,557 yards, and that's now back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons with 30 combined total touchdowns. What a player is Dalvin Cook.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. A field goal does you no good, so they're going to stay out there and go for it on 4th. Desperation time. Cousins on 4th down.
And a third interception thrown by Cousins.
Picked off by the linebacker, Jalen Smith.
Well, I guess an interception at this point on 4th down is just as bad as an incomplete pass. Either way, the ball goes over to the other side.
Yeah, it's a tough spot to be in this late in the game, and there's not a whole lot he could do there, and he winds up giving the ball away.
They start on the ground with Elliott. Elliott a first down and more. Pushes him over. And finally brought down at the 34-yard line.
136 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a first down. Prescott now from the 50. He's got the connection to Cooper. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. Another carry tonight for the workhorse Elliott. And he'll slice his way down to the 30 with a pickup of 7.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now.
On second down, Elliott once more.
And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Starting to look like this drive, it may be the final nail in the coffin.
Well, this is why you work out so hard, right? This is why you spend all that time in the offseason. This is why you have those OTAs and mini camps. For these situations, these scenarios, to run someone into the ground and secure a victory.
A 20th carry here for Elliott. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
At the 28-yard line.
They'll try to throw now. Prescott. A dump off to Elliott. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. Call it a gain of 3. And that'll lead here to a third down. Prescott now.
They're looking for Lamb, but it's intercepted.
Picked off down near the 5. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
You're looking there, the defensive back was maybe a step slower than he was when he came into the league a decade ago. I know I questioned his speed coming into the game, but what he's lost in speed, he's more than made up for it with intellect. And that's a great job of knowing how to position himself to make that interception.
They throw right away, and that's complete out on the right side. That catch good for only a couple. Second down and 8.
It's second and 8 at the 7-yard line.
Now Cousins here on the bootleg. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. Third down.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
The Vikings on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is third and 8. They go play action. Cousins.
Got an open man finding Jefferson.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. They got 29 yards that time.
The 36-yard line.
So from the 36 now, first and 10. On play action, Cousins. Open man here is Conklin. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And finally brought down right at the midfield stripe. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Cousins now from the 50. Airing it out deep for Smith. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off inside the 5. If they had designs of kind of wiggling their way back into this one, that hurts their chances right there.
They had to put it mildly. Look at the lead, look at the deficit, trying to make a play downfield. Everyone seeking to be somewhat the hero. Didn't turn out that way at all, and you're exactly right. It's going to take a lot for them.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
And Daniil Hunter, he's the one who gets in there and brings him down to the ground.
Throwing here, Prescott.
He'll get this to Elliott.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way. And really, we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. Here's Brian Anger now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. On the return is Peterson. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
They were coming off the extra week of rest, but this team started sluggish, and it really didn't get any better from there, and trailing big here in this 4th quarter.
And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. Too far downfield, something those linemen have to watch out for, and that time it costs them. Working out of the gun, Cousins. He's going to let it fly.
And boy, another ill-advised throw there, as that will wind up incomplete. Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock. They'll run with Cook, and a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game.
At the Cowboys' 5-yard line.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Cousins to throw it. Eluding the pressure right. And it's caught in the end zone for the Viking touchdown by Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson, his first touchdown on the year. And the Vikings have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Well, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
Now a final chance to stop it here as a timeout comes in with 10 seconds left in the game. Second and 10. Pollard going to try the right side. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. So this one will end in a victory for the Dallas Cowboys. And it was a game where they were off and running in the first quarter, Charles, and never looked back.
You know, partner, after a while, we always say the same thing, don't we? They set the tone early, right? They started fast. So I asked a few of my horse racing friends, do you have a term for me that we can use to cover that? And they said, yeah. When a horse breaks out like that, you say he caught a flyer out of the gate. And that's exactly what this team did today. I mean, they jumped out there, jumped on them, and were never headed.
So for the Cowboys, their winning ways continue as they get it up to 7-0. And they'll be back home next week to take on the Denver Broncos. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, the loss drops them back.